Today I'm sharing with you my entire Flower Nose makeup collection. And as the internet says, is this the most beautiful makeup brand around? I mean, with packaging like this, how can it not be? It's absolutely stunning, but I have found that because of that, it honestly makes me sometimes not want to touch it. So I thought, let me do a whole video. I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty of swatches, really show everything in detail and capture it on camera. All this stuff was sent to me by Flower Nose. I don't have any full collections, but I'll keep it organized in the timestamps so you can get to what collection you want to. Hopefully this kind of like swatch party collection overview video can be helpful if you were looking at buying anything. I do have a code with Flower Nose if you're gonna make a purchase. My code Lauren can save you some money and is affiliated. But yeah, I just wanna actually get into this, dig into these, and not be scared to ruin the absolute stunning imprints that these products have. Really show them off in all their glory. So we're gonna get into it, but definitely let me know your favorite Flower Nose products down below. I would love to know your favorite products or what you love from the brand. All right, let's start off with the Shells Jewel collection. This is the newest collection that Flower Nose has come out with. And we all know they're known for their packaging, but I swear with this collection, they have outdone themselves. It's ocean themed, there's starfish. I'm literally obsessed with it, and I do have some matching nails. They're holding on by a thread, so, you know, don't mind that, but these are from Glamnetic, and I put them on in anticipation for this video. I thought, oh my gosh, how cute to match. Anyway, getting into the collection, I don't have everything here, but I have quite a bit, and let's get into the eyeshadows first. I have 2 of the 3 eyeshadow palettes. These are so pretty, and they honestly remind me of Polly Pocket makeup. They are just, so cute. This first one here is 01 Moonlight Pearl. There are 6 shades. 2 of them are like sparkly, and then 4 of them are mattes. The sparkles are really pretty. They give kind of that wet shine look. Here they are swatched out. Very, very pretty, very light overall. This entire palette's pretty light. And then for the mattes themselves, they tend to be really, really buttery. And here's swatches of Moonlight Pearl. This is definitely on the lighter side, but for the kind of eye looks I've been liking, this is actually kind of perfect. Like really, really light mattes and then some sparkle. The other palette I have is 03 Deep Sea, and this one's more gray toned. The outer packaging on this one too is very similar to the other one, but it is a darker blue instead of like a lighter, almost silvery color. Same kind of setup in here, 2 sparkly shades and then 4 mattes. And one of them is a really beautiful iridescent shade. It's kind of that blue to purple to pink. You can see it a little bit there, but really, really sparkly, very beautiful. These are my type of shimmer shades. As for the grays, I really want to see how these go out, but again, so buttery. You can kind of build them up, and I feel like some of them kind of get darker as you layer them. I've talked about something similar to that with Natasha Denona shades, and it kind of is like that. The dark blue is actually a little bit shimmery. There's like some shimmer blue in there. So that's the Deep Sea palette. Very, very pretty. A little bit darker and a little more cool tone. And I feel like that navy is definitely dark. It almost looks black until you kind of blend it out. You can see the blue in it. Okay, I know we need to get past the eyeshadow palettes because we have so much more to cover, but I just can't get over the quality, I feel like, and for the price. These are $35 a piece, and although that's not cheap, I just feel like with so much attention to detail, them having different coloring, I just think it feels like a fair price when you think of other things you could get at that price point in the makeup world. So anyway, those are the eyeshadow palettes. I feel like those are some of the more collectible items, the things that not only work as beautiful pieces of makeup, but also for me are something I want to put on. But the other thing I really love are the face compacts. They do either blushes or they'll do like highlighters a lot of the time. And these ones again are just so stunning. I love them so much. I believe there are 5 different colors in this collection. I have 2 of them. This one, the purple, is 02 Luna Pearl, a beautiful, beautiful pink. And then the other one is 05 Strawberry Bubble. These are called the Silk Satin Blushes, and I don't think they're actually a cream, but they almost feel creamy. They're supposed to be like a highlighter and blush mix, but really, really pretty. I like number 2 a lot. It's kind of that baby pink. Oh yeah, so stunning. Strawberry Bubble really is like a beautiful strawberry, and then the Luna Pearl is more cool toned, but they both have the most beautiful sheen to them. It's nothing like metallic, but it really is just like a healthy luminized glow. So stunning. And the blushes retail for $26. In terms of packaging, I think these might be my favorite. I just think they're so compact, absolutely stunning. Like, ugh, love them. Next here, this is the baked powder. I believe there are 2 different colors of this. I have the cloudy blue one, but there is a dreamy pink, and this is another one where the packaging is just so beautiful. It has all of the detailing on the side. I mean, just so cute, and I love all the little shells. Okay, anyway, inside, this is just like a face powder, but it is blue, and then underneath you have your little powder puff, so that's why it's a little bit of a thicker component. This is a face powder. It retails for $35, and it's definitely a bit on the lighter side. A really finely milled powder though. Flower Nose is a C beauty brand, so I feel like you see that in some of the products they come out with, being more catered to Asian beauty trends and products, but I really think this is beautiful. I've never used a blue powder like this, so I haven't tried this one on the skin yet, but definitely beautiful compact. Something that I thought I wouldn't really like, but actually think is so adorable, is this little keychain compact. There are 2 different colors. I have the blue one here, and when it came separate, and I had to put this like keychain actually on the compact. Let me show you. I'm gonna break a nail. So it came separate like this, so you could use this for really anything you wanted. And you know, it's definitely a risk to have a compact on your keychain, but this is a balm technically. It's not like a straight up powder, so maybe it wouldn't get absolutely crushed. I don't know. This is the highlighter balm in the shade Blue Tears, and it is really like a silky texture, so again, maybe it wouldn't get absolutely smashed if you put it on your purse, but I do kind of like the trend of all the bag charms, and I feel like this is such a cute bag charm, just absolutely adorable. And although this is like Blue Tears, there really isn't anything iridescent happening in the highlighter itself. It's actually not even as sparkly as I thought it would be. It's more of a even shine, I guess, but it doesn't really have any blue tint, blue iridescent. It's more just a cool silvery shine. And the highlighter keychain retails for $20. And so do these. These are the Nourishing Lip Glazes. I have 4 of them, but there are 9 in the collection. I love the packaging. The outside here does not denote the color. That's like a solid packaging, so they are different inside, but let's swatch them. First, here's 01 Champagne Pearl. It has a pink packaging, and then the actual color is a really pretty peachy shade. These lip glazes are absolutely beautiful. They feel amazing on the lips, really plush, but they give a really nice shine as well. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised by how much I really like these. They also have a like apple scent. It's really bright and fresh. Really love these. So that's 01 Champagne. Next, this is 05 Shell Heart, which is in blue, and this one's definitely more pink. Beautiful pigmentation too. I love a sheer kind of lip gloss. And next, this is 06 Lunar Jelly, same blue packaging, but this is actually a clear shade. Ooh, so nice if you just want a glassy looking lip. Actually, it's not just clear. It does have some of that iridescent sparkle. It looks kind of similar to the eyeshadow in that kind of gray blue palette. Really pretty, but still kind of subtle. And then last, 07 is Salty Lychee. This one is in a white packaging, and this one's the most like brown toned, I would say, out of everything I have here. But those are the swatches of the Nourishing Lip Glazes. Really pretty. If you're into the packaging, I do like this formula a lot. Just really pretty colors, and I love that they're things I'm actually gonna use. Last couple of things. This is the Radiance Primer. It retails for $30. There are 3 different shades, but I have the pink one, and it's called 03 Pearly Pink. It has a beautiful shell on the cap, and then the actual product is a squeeze tube. Now, I don't know about the primer. This is probably my least favorite out of everything, just because it is quite light. Like it has a pink pigment to it that really does kind of show up. But once I blend it in, it is really quite pretty. It has a subtle sheen to it. Nothing too much, nothing metallic. I need to give it a good try. But like I said, I feel like the things I'm most attracted to from the collections tend to be the compacts and the eyeshadow palettes. The last real makeup item I have from this collection is the highlighting duo stick. There are 2 shades of this. It retails for $15, and this one is the Vanilla White 01 shade. Oh, okay. There's like a skinnier side with a highlighting kind of pencil. Really beautiful color. Let's see if I can get that shine. Really pretty. That'd be good for like the inner corner of the eye. And then on the other side, if I can do this, there's more like a shadow stick. So you can kind of use this, I'm sure, wherever you wanted to. I don't know if it'll dry down if you're going to use it on the lids like a shadow, but very pretty. The highlighter stick is almost a little golden toned, and it really doesn't have too many big pieces of sparkle to it, whereas the smaller side is more like a champagne with like silver sparkle running through it. So that's the dual-ended highlighter stick. And then the last couple of things, they always do some like accessories. So this is the mirror, or at least one of the mirrors that came in the collection. There are 3 different colorways. This one is the blue seashell, and these retail for $25. I also feel like these are another part of the collections that are very collectible. And I used to not understand mirrors at all because I never used them. I mean, I used a mirror to get ready, but I didn't use hand mirrors. And now for my setup, how I film, that is what I use. So I think these are so pretty. And then the other kind of like accessory I have here is a brush. They do these little brushes with a few of their different collections. This one retails for $15, and this is the blue version, but they also have it with a crystal pink handle as well. And so that's the Shells Jewel collection. Honestly, there are a lot of great pieces in here. I really love the blushes and the eyeshadow palettes, like I told you, but the lip glazes were a surprising love. And I also am just infatuated by this little keychain thing. I just think it is so freaking cute. I realized I forgot to talk about this hair clip, so I thought I would real fast. It's just a silver seashell. It has this kind of alligator clip on the back, and it is metal. There's also a pink version of this too, but it retails for $8. The next collection we're looking at is the Butterfly Cloud Collar collection. A little bit of a harder name for me to say, but this one has some butterfly motifs going on, so let's get started on the eyeshadow palettes first. There are 3 in the collection. I have 2 of them. I hate to say that the packaging is minimal because it's still absolutely beautiful, but considering other collections, it is slightly more toned down for them. This first one here, this is 01 Terracotta Brick, and these retail for $35 each. Again, there are 4 mattes, 2 shimmer shades. Very buttery soft. And then for the 2 shimmers, these ones have a little bit more color to them, I feel like, than the other ones we've looked at. Okay, that shade is absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to get that on my eyes. But there is Terracotta Brick 01. Very pretty warm toned palette. The other palette is 03 Incense Purple Haze, and it is a slightly more purple leaning palette, but overall very neutral still. Absolutely stunning. I mean, just I know I've been saying that this whole video. I'm probably so annoying, but honestly, if there's any makeup that deserves it, I feel like it's the Flower Nose products. Let's get some swatches though. See how purple these actually turn out on my skin. The kind of champagne shimmer actually doesn't have nearly as much sparkle as some of the other ones, but still very pretty. So there is the Incense Purple Haze palette. Very pretty if you're into like mauve type of shades. Next, these stunning pieces are actually the blush compacts. They are a little bit different than some of the other collections. They kind of remind me of Anastasia, you know, the little locket that she has, but these are the butterfly cloud color versions. These are actually blush duos, and they look like this. This one is 03 Pastel Lotus, and they are on the thicker side, like the bottom is quite thick, but very pretty. A little bit on the lighter side. There's 5 different blushes in here. These retail for $26 a piece. The lighter blush is pretty light even on my skin, but then the other pink one definitely shows up. So that is number 3, Pastel Lotus. These compacts definitely have a little weight to them as well. They're a little heavy. The other one I have is 04 Fluttering Romance, and this one has a pastel kind of purple shade, purple blush, which swatching out again is a little bit on the lighter side. And then the pink shade you can tell is even more cool than the 03 shade, which has a little more warmth to it, but very pretty, a little bit more matte on those. I think there might be some other more neutral options in the other colors, but very, very pretty compacts. Like, I just feel like this looks like a jeweled little box. Next here is the Embossed Highlight and Contour Palette. They did have 2 shades of this. Both of them are quite light though, so definitely not too deep of a range, unfortunately. This palette retails for $35. It still has some really beautiful embossing, but these are going to be more for highlighting and also contouring the face. The highlighter is really, really pretty. It doesn't have any like chunky sparkle in it, which I think is nice for the face. The face powder is quite light. Then for the kind of contouring shades, let me get a little more than what the pinky is allowing. One's a little bit more cool and one's a little bit warmer, but depending on your skin tone, could be a good option. Very buttery powders. They kind of remind me of the feel of the Kaleidos blushes if you've ever tried those. But that's the face highlight and contour palette in the shade number 2, Tawny Tea. There are 9 different shades of these lipsticks. I have 3 of them and they retail for $20. As with everything else, the packaging is really beautiful and quite heavy and substantial. This is 02 Agarwood. This is Agarwood swatched out. It is a glossy lipstick. It has some pretty good opacity to it, although I feel like it could be sheared out nicely. It's a little darker in the tube than I feel like it's swatched. So again, I feel like it could sheer out nice. This next one is Peachy Aqua 04, and oh wow, yeah, so glossy. They like glide on, and that is Peachy Aqua. I honestly find that a little bit more on the pink side than I do the peachy side, but there it is. And then last in the white packaging, this one is number 7 Red Bean, and let's see what that swatches out. Oh, very pretty. Okay, super pretty colors. I like the neutral ones a lot, but those are the glossy lipsticks that I have from the Cloud Color collection. That's everything I have in terms of color cosmetics, but there was a mascara and an eyeliner in this collection, and I have both of them. There technically were 2 mascaras in the collection. I'm not sure what the other color was, but this is the ink black one, and the component is quite heavy. I actually used this the other day and really liked the look of my lashes. It gave them almost like a wiry look. It really combed through each of the lashes. Like, something about this brush really was able to brush through each lash and gave me this kind of wispy yet wiry look that I felt like volumized my lashes. I don't know, I really liked it. I also felt like it gave me a little curl too. So an actually nice mascara. I was surprised. I thought I wouldn't like it, to be honest, but I quite like this. The mascara retails for $20, and then this liner retails for $15. Very small tip on it. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay, that's really good. I don't wear a ton of liquid liner, but you could get something so wispy and thin with that. Holy cow. Okay, very nice. And both of those have some nice weight to them too. I really just feel like they feel like such quality, and I've really been appreciating that from my makeup lately. Last few things from the collection, there is a hand mirror. This one has the butterfly motif on it. Really, really pretty. These are $25. I think there were 3 different colors, but this one is the purple one. Another cute little brushes in here. This is similar to the last one, but just butterfly, similar price as well at $15. These are those like cute products, but ones I don't use nearly as much as some of the other things. And I think the products I tend to love the most are the ones that can be beautiful, but also that I actually will get more use out of. But I'm not gonna forget to talk about the clip this time. I feel like this coloring is so different than the rest of the collection, but this is one of the hair clips that came with it. I mean, it does have a butterfly on it, but it is darker and everything's pretty pastel. I couldn't find this on the site, so I'm not sure if it was sold or if it's just sold out at this point, but yeah, that's another little hair clip. They definitely do a lot of like little accessories. The next collection we're gonna look at is the Little Angel collection. This one was one that I thought was just absolutely stunning and a big example of not wanting to touch the products, which again, I'm trying to get over. So I'm excited to be showing them to you, but I have some of the palettes. I also have some of the highlighters. I just thought that this one was specifically stunning, like just so pretty. As we've been doing, let's start off with the eyeshadow palettes. I have two here. These actually are a little more expensive. They're $45 a piece. And this one just had the two palettes in it. So the lighter one here, this one is 01 Eden's Angel. And then the darker one is called 02 Weeping Angel. I really love the Eden's Angel because it is a lot more neutral. I'm going to turn the palette to the side just so it's a little easier to see, but oh, so pretty. I have used this one. I really quite like it. Again, a lighter look for some neutrals. There is something to deepen it up, but overall pretty light neutral shades. Three really beautiful shimmers in here. I mean, you guys know I love these types of shades. They have a lot of sparkle. Honestly, just right up my alley. Like those are the types of shades I love, but this one is a little bigger. It has more shades in it than the other palettes. So there are 6 mattes as well. Okay, don't mind my swatches being a bit out of order, but that is the Eden's Angel palette. I mean, if you're into neutrals, this one is quite pretty, and the mattes again are very velvety, very, very blendable. Now on to the Weeping Angel palette. This one is a little bit more colorful. You'll see that. We not only have some colorful shimmers, but also some colorful matte shades in here as well. I just have to point out all the detail around the mirror as well. This palette compact is just so pretty. Okay, I'm going in like a completely different order this time. That's the blue with just one swatch. I'm gonna build it up a little and see where we get it. Oh yeah, it's pretty bright. All right, there's a look at the matte shades in there. Very pretty, more cool toned. And then for the shimmers, let's see what we got. Oh wow, those are very pretty. The silver is honestly more shiny than I was like expecting it to be. I think the blue's like my least favorite color, whereas that silver is just so sparkly and so shiny. Even the gold's really pretty as well. That is the Weeping Angel palette swatched out. If you're into highlighters, I feel like these next two are gonna steal your heart. These are the Little Angel embossed highlights. They look like stained glass windows in a church, which I think is just so beautiful. It reminds me of Notre Dame. But let's open these up. I have 2 different shades. There were 4 in the collection. The 2 I don't have, I think were a little more colorful. The lighter one is 01 Eros Fable, I believe. And then the other more champagne one is called 02 Paradise Lost. I mean, look at how stunning the embossing is. If you thought the outer packaging was pretty, it's just as pretty inside. I'm like nervous to touch these guys. I swear. I'm like just off to the side. I don't want to ruin them. They're very buttery soft, super pretty shine. Let's see them swatched out. Oh my gosh, my bracelet is getting in the way. I should take that thing off. Here are the highlighters swatched out. Really pretty, kind of a traditional shimmery powder highlight, like the good ones, you know what I mean? Very pretty. Can't wait to get these on my face. Next, I only have 1 of the blushes. There were 5 in the line, but I have number 4, which is Rose Ashes. And again, absolutely beautiful compact. In here, this is a cream blush in a pretty neutral kind of peachy color. Oh my gosh, look, it's going away, guys. This imprint is not long for this world. Okay, let's see the swatch. Ooh, very milky pink. It almost looks like strawberry milk or something. Definitely a little more on the peachy side though than just like rose, to me anyway. And the cream blushes retail for $26. The last products I have from the Little Angel collection are the lipsticks. These retail for $20 each. Again, super ornate packaging on these, just so pretty. Again, there were 9 different shades. It seems to be the amount of product that they do or different colors they do for collections. This is 01 Starry Cross, and this is a matte formula. It definitely has that kind of like blurring effect, and you can see here as I like blend it out, you could definitely get a more sheer application if you wanted to, or put it on heavier. I'm more into a matte kind of blurred lip than I ever have been before, and I really like that you can sheer these out. Next is 03 Radiant Seraph. which is a similar color, to be honest, maybe a little darker, a little more rosy instead of peachy. And then last, in the black packaging, this one's called 07 Golden Wheat. Oh my gosh, can I do this with one hand? Oh, that one's really, really pretty. It doesn't seem, well, I was gonna say I think it's a little more pigmented, which you can kind of see there. It does seem to have a little more pigment even when it's blended out. Really beautiful lipsticks though. I love that there's some different textures going on between the collections in terms of lip products. The next collection here is the Midsummer Fairytales collection, and this one I have some interesting pieces from. I have a couple of the mirrors as well as some other things, but I do have one eyeshadow palette. This is the embossed 5-color makeup palette. It retails for $35. I have the shade 03. There were 3 different colors though, and this one, when I'm looking at it on the website, I feel like what I have here is completely different than what I see in the photo. The photo looks so much more like earthy greens, whereas this is almost like a pastel rainbow kind of thing going on. So I don't know if pictures got moved around, because I'm telling you, this is like so different looking, but let's swatch it. Lots of mattes, and then the middle has the shimmer. I got rid of all the butterflies. Okay. It's okay. Oh yeah, very pastel. I'm really trying to build up that blue because it's just on my pinky, but there are the mattes in the palette. Very pastel, but you can get a little payoff. I don't think any of the eyeshadows from Flower Nose though are gonna be for you if you want just the most pigmentation, if that's all you're looking for. They definitely overall are a little more on the subtle side with then some like sheer shimmery toppers. The middle shade has a more confetti kind of sparkle to it. So there's blue, I see pink, there's a little bit of green going on. It's a really beautiful topper shade. I really like that. I don't know if all the other colors are quite for me. You guys know I like my neutral palettes now, but very pretty packaging, and they do have a neutral one in this collection. Next, let's talk about some of the blushes. There are 5 blushes in the collection. Again, these retail for $26, and I have 2 different shades. I have number 01 Blooming Days and also 02 Dreaming Butterfly. The back even looks so pretty. Let's look at 01 first. This is it on the inside. It has kind of a fairy imprint or embossing in it, and it is a peachy color. Really soft. It almost feels like a cream, but it is not. It's just a really velvety powder blush, and this is matte. That one is very, very pretty. For number 2, this one's a little more of like a dustier pink. Very, very light though. So again, a lot of the stuff tends to run a little bit light. I wish they had some more options for deeper skin tones, but that is the shade number 2. Okay, here's the thing. I thought this was Dreaming Butterfly 02, but the one on the website that says 02 is a very bright pink blush. So I think this might actually be Summer Blossom 04, but it was at one point 02. I don't know. I don't want to give you guys wrong information. Part of this whole thing, if there was any benefit to you, was supposed to help you with swatches. I'm not sure if I'm just confusing you more, but those are the 2 blushes. If something feels off about the colors I'm describing based off what's on the website, use your common sense of what might be wrong or right instead of strictly sticking to the numbers even if the colors are way off. I will say that Dusty Pink blush turned up more than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be even more pastel than that. Okay, now on to one of the more different items, I guess, from the collection. This is an eyebrow palette. This retails for $20. I have the shade Latte Brown, but there are 3 different colors available. And if you wanted your eyebrow powders to have cute butterfly embossings, here you go. It has a little spoolie, and there is like an angled brush on one side. I'm gonna just swatch the eyebrow powders for you. Why not? Why the heck not? It seems these aren't nearly as like powdery. I'm trying to tell if these seem similar to like the eyeshadows or if I think the brow powders have a different formula, and I do think they're not nearly as powdery and they kind of go where you put them. I mean, well, my camera just died, but what I was trying to say is I do think this is a different formula than the eyeshadows, and anyway, that's kind of it. I feel like these are a little warm for me for eyeshadow products, but I was looking at some of the footage, and I will say from even just the beginning of the Shells Jewel, it's a little later in the day and I feel like I'm getting a slightly warmer light than I was in the morning, so keep that in mind for some of the swatches. It's pretty dang close to True to Life, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I was noticing just the tiniest bit of temperature change from the beginning of the video. Another one of the more unique items in the collection are the highlighters. This one is in the shade 04 Fairy Whisper, and this is actually like a multi-chrome. It is a liquid with a doe foot, retails for $30, but I am seeing golden, orange, even a little green, and I can tell that you guys are seeing more of a pink almost look. So let's see, maybe I'll do it across my palm so all different light can really see it. This is pretty, you guys. I don't know if I'm really wearing these kinds of highlighters, but if you are, this one is really pretty. Let's see if I can get some of the orange to show. You can kind of see it over on the edge here. I'm gonna get another light involved. Let's get another light involved. Can I get the orange to show up? Oh, there's some orange. Okay, I'm getting a little, but I'm telling you, in person, you even get a little bit of green, but it kind of stays in the gold, orange, pink. Very sparkly, very beautiful. And for the formula, it like dries down, so this feels just like my normal skin. Like, I mean, there's a little on my finger, but I'm telling you, as a liquid, it's very thin, I guess is what I'm trying to get across. So cool. If you're into multi-chromes, I mean, unexpected in this little bottle. I feel like the actual product is more impressive than even the packaging, which is hard to do because they do such pretty packaging. Anyway, okay, I'm really going off about that highlighter. You'd think I'd never seen a multi-chrome highlighter before. It almost feels like, though, that is the Kaleidos ones in a liquid form. The lip products in this collection are a little bulbous. They are like bigger than you expect, but these are $20 and they're the Coating Lip Lacquers. This first one here is 02 Little Flower Fairy. Let's get a swatch. Oh yeah, definitely one of the more pigmented lip products, but still very glassy and glossy. The doe foot is also like very, I don't know, big. It's like Goofy's shoe or something. This next one is 05 Freesia, and this one's a more pink toned color, a little dusty, a little cooler. And then last in the green packaging, this one is 08 Mystery Island, which I think is going to be more neutral. Yeah, more of like a brown. Oh, and this one's not nearly as pigmented. Let me really get in there and see if it's, yeah, that one seems sheerer than the other ones for the lacquer kind of claim. Definitely very glossy. And again, I feel like these lip products are quite substantial compared to the other ones. Like, they're just big. They look like little jars. Last for the Midsummer Fairytales collection, I do have two of the hand mirrors. Again, these retail for $25 a piece. And I wanted to put them both in here because you might be thinking like, are those the same? And no, they're not. They do look similar, but this one technically over here is the lighter one, and I believe is the vanilla white shade, whereas this one is technically pink. I know, they're so similar, but the pink one is called Milky Pink. Imagine that. Very, very pretty mirrors. Again, I can totally see these being maybe the collectible part, or again, I just think a little compact from each collection is just so cute. Anyway, I feel like I'm really taking my time with this collection. I will say I feel like the Midsummer Fairytales one is maybe one of my least favorite overall in terms of theme. Like, I think it's absolutely stunning, don't get me wrong, but I definitely love the Shell's Jewel. And even for the last couple collections I have left, I don't have tons of pieces, but I really love the themes and like motifs. Next, we're going to talk about the Swan Ballet collection. I only have a few pieces from this, but I do have some perfumes, which is a little different. They do tend to do perfumes with a lot of the collections, but these are the only ones I have. And then I have two of the compacts as well. I'm going to start with the compacts and then we'll talk about the fragrances. So these are the Swan Ballet embossed blushes. I have two shades, number 2 and number 3. They retail for $26. And inside, another beautiful embossing. This one's quite light. Number 2 is called Romanticism, and this one's definitely not only on the lighter side, but I would say it kind of develops. I'm telling you, all the powders, I've noticed as I kind of build them up, they kind of get a little bit more pigment. I mean, not a ton, but they do kind of build on top of each other, or almost like not sink into the skin. But if you've swatched a lot of makeup, or like, you know, have a lot of different formulas, you might know what I'm talking about. As for number 3, this one, ooh, it's a little bit more of a cool toned pink. Really, really pretty. You can definitely see the difference there. This one is called Silky Ribbon. And let's see how much I can build this one up. I mean, I feel like that is built up more than I thought. It almost looks kind of purple, like it's that much of a cool tone. But those are the two blushes I have from the Swan Ballet collection. As for the perfumes, there were 2 perfumes in this collection, which if you guys don't know, I'm a huge perfume lover. I have a whole fragrance channel, which I'll leave linked down below. I think one might only be available now, but these were $50 a piece, which isn't too bad, I feel like, of a price for a fragrance. These are 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 milliliters, and honestly, I think the attention to detail is really nice. The bottle's glass. This isn't metal, but it still has some nice weight to it. Feels really good. The pink one's called Swan Soloist, and this one's a woody floral. It has notes of bitter orange and bergamot in the top, rose and juniper in the mid, and ambergris, fir, and musk in the base. I think this one actually smells pretty good. Both of them do, but this is my least favorite out of the 2. Not that it's bad, but I feel like the rose definitely comes out in this one, and that bitter orange, and I'm not the biggest fan of rose scents. Whereas the other one, the blue one, is called Swan Ballet, and I really, really like this one. It smells so good to me. It's kind of creamy, fruity. Yeah, this one's genuinely so good. It has notes of mango, orange, and Buddha wood in the top, coconut milk, rose, and sandalwood in the mid, and then tuberose, musk, and cedar wood in the base. Definitely milky from the coconut milk and also the tuberose, I feel like. A little fruity still though, just creamy, girly, yummy. I'm really surprised by just kind of the quality of these fragrances. I didn't know what to expect, but from my experience with these 2, I am excited to try actually more of the perfumes from Flower Nose. Even with the pink one and not liking it as much, I still think that they are very quality scents nonetheless. Next collection, I have a few items from the Strawberry Rococo collection. They do have 2 strawberry collections. I haven't tried anything from the Strawberry Cupid collection, even though that one's pretty cute. But let's start off with the eyeshadow palette. The palettes in this collection retail for $35 a piece. I'm not sure how many palettes came out with this collection, but this one on the back says 01 Star Moon Strawberry, and it's really cute, purple on the outside, and then inside it's also kind of purple and pink. It has 5 shades. 2 of them seem to be those like sparkly topper shadows, and then 3 mattes, which are more colorful. Oh wow, so silky. Like you can definitely see with these shadows, like them kind of sinking into the skin a bit. And as much as these are very buttery and soft, I do feel like they feel a little different than the other palettes I've been swatching. And I know this is an older collection, so I just find that kind of interesting. But that's 01 Star Moon Strawberry. Even these shimmers feel a little bit more like spongy or like a cream, whereas the new ones feel a little more like dry and slippy than these ones. Next, I have 2 of the blushes from this collection. I see that there are 3 available, and I have 01 Romantic Blossom and 02 Little Cranberry. Oh wow, these are a little more bright, which is really nice. Okay, some real color going on. I'm interested to see how they're gonna swatch, but absolutely beautiful design. I also like that these are a little more oval in terms of like shape. But first let's swatch 01 Romantic Blossom. It's that same kind of like matte formula, but I would say this one's definitely brighter than any of the blushes we've seen. Almost like an electric strawberry kind of color. And then 03 Little Cranberry, honestly, could be more grape to me. Honestly, it looks a little more grape than it does cranberry, but those are the colors right next to each other. More similar than you'd think. One's cooler, one's warmer, but they are definitely similar in a lot of ways, and also kind of like the depth that they're at. But those are the 2 blushes I have. Very, very pretty, perfect for summer. And I will say these compacts feel really nice, kind of weighted. And then last I have 2 of the glowy lip glosses. These retail for $20 a piece. And I do think the packaging's cute, but something about them, I don't know, being so long, I didn't love. Ooh, but look at that. I don't know if it's quite catching it. I'm trying to, but this definitely has a little sparkle to it. Beautiful little gloss. This one also has that like apple scent, and I'm putting it on my lips right now. I can feel the shimmer just a little. It's honestly not too bad. I'm pretty picky. If you guys watch my other reviews or have heard me before, then you know I can be kind of picky. And this one was Berry Bomb 03. The one I just swatched that has way more pigment. That one's called Raspberry Booze, and that one's 02. It also does have some shimmer particles in it as well though. So those are the 2 glosses from the Strawberry Rococo collection. collection that I have. And that's everything I have from the Strawberry Rococo collection. And then last for bigger collections, because I just have some like one-off products after this, but this is the Moonlight Mermaid collection. And I would say this is probably the collection that caught my eye first from Flower Nose. I have 4 different pieces here. This blush, I'm gonna start here because this is one of those products that, one, packaging wise, just absolutely beautiful. It looks like a little diamond, but also once you open it, oh look, it is an ombre blush. This is one of those products, at least to me, everyone uses their makeup different, but this is just absolutely stunning. Not only the embossing, but again, the gradient. But that being said, like this is kind of a lighter blush in general for me, and with the purple too, it's just not a color I'm necessarily going to use, but it's more pretty to look at, I guess is what I'm saying, because that's what I'm getting pigment wise from the blush. Very, very light, definitely not going to be the one for everyone. I don't know how many blushes were in this collection. I want to assume 5, and I also want to assume that they probably were $26, but there isn't much left of this collection on the website, so that is the blush in the shade 01 Snow Goddess. I feel like the question gets asked all the time, is it pretty or does it actually work? And this one to me is kind of just pretty. I don't know, it's just kind of pretty to me on that one, unfortunately, but also a beautiful object. As for eyeshadow palettes, I have 2 different ones here. Really beautiful packaging on these. I love that they're just all custom. Every collection is like a new dreamt up fantasy world of how they're gonna do it, and I love that. I can't wait to see what's next. The purple one here is 04, and this is a more purple palette. It has 5 shades, 3 mattes, 2 shimmers, kind of what we've been seeing. I'm trying to make sure my hands really dried off from the swatches, but you can see here how you can kind of build these up. That shimmer is so pretty to me. So beautiful. It's definitely like a confetti rainbow kind of topper shade. Absolutely love it. It looks pink in the pan, but it kind of goes on clear. The purple I don't love as much. That one's kind of hard to get off, and it's not nearly as sparkly. And then last we have a dark brown, and that is 04 Mermaid Dreams swatched out. I really just want that middle shade as a single shadow. The other palette here is 02 Celestial Castle. Sorry, I'm a little out of order with these ones, but this one is a more neutral palette. Oh, so pretty. I'm so excited that I ripped the Band-Aid off with you guys, and now feel like these are just like free reign, because I'm telling you, I was keeping these wrapped up tight for some reason. Okay, that shimmer is so pretty. I love that it has a little base, but then it has that cool sparkle over it. Sorry these weren't on my arm like the other ones, but as a neutral palette, this one is absolutely stunning. And then last year, I do have one of the mirrors. I want to say there were like 3, but again, not much is left on the site from this collection. I think this is a beautiful mirror, but out of all the mirrors, it's probably my least favorite just because it's so blue and like a little dark, and I don't know, it's just a different vibe, but I have used this one, so this one doesn't have the paper on it anymore, and I'm definitely still glad to have it. Still glad to have all of these. I mean, again, these kind of work as dual things, whether they're just like beautiful items or makeup, but I would say my ideal products and the ones that I think are the best are ones that can function as both, and you just have to decide for yourself what you want, what you're okay with in terms of your collection and your makeup items. I know you know that, but here I go off. The last 2 things I have here, I'm not really sure what collection these are from. This one has like a unicorn on it, and the bottom says number J07, but let's see what we actually get here. Oh, it's a lip product, nice and glossy. I kind of wonder if this will have a bit of a stain on it or not. It's a really pretty color. Let me know if you know what collection this is from. And then last year, still in the packaging, this one says on it the Cherry Love series, glistening water tint. So this one I think might actually have a little bit of a stain going, but this is what it looks like. Almost a little plain for Flower Nose. I believe this is kind of an old collection, so that kind of makes sense, but I love the top. It almost gives Vivienne Westwood, but let's swatch this one. This is in the shade number G09. Oh yeah, I have a feeling that one's gonna stain. It's not nearly as glossy as the other one. Let's see, yeah. A little bit of a stain even just in that short amount of time. So anyway, those are some of my one-offs, but I really hope you guys enjoyed a kind of swatch fest deep dive into all my Flower Nose. Like I said, I really just needed to rip the Band-Aid off, but I wanted to get a close-up and just a really aesthetic, beautiful video of swatches and just a close look at these products before they got too much use. And in that way, I hope the video was helpful, maybe just beautiful to look at. I'd love to know what what you think I should try more of. But if you had to get any recommendations from me, I would say the eyeshadow palettes and colors you're gonna use, I think you're probably gonna like, as long as you're into some like really sparkly sheer shades and also some more matte colors. Really anything from the newest collection, the Shells Jewel, I think you're gonna like. I just really think that is a standout collection from them and an example of them getting better with time. I love the little seashell compacts and the shimmer in those blushes. But like I said, any of the compacts like this, I think are just so, so beautiful. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.